Alright, so you're wondering if you should get the 950 TRANE Deluxe thermostat or not. Well, we're going to go over some things today that are going to help you to decide this. I'll give a straight picture here so you can see what it looks like. Most of the angles are going to be, or most of the video is going to be at an angle, just so I can put the tripod up and go through the menu with you and show you how this works, or is supposed to work. Okay, so this is the general screen of the 950. Now this is a lot of extra money. There you go, you can see what it looks like. You may have some lines going through it because this is a kind of a LCD, I think it's LCD screen. Should you spend the extra $400 or $500 for this? Well, you decide at the end of this. If you're asking me, I like it. It would be better if it was maybe a $250, $300 option. I think they're pushing it, but hopefully in the long run it's going to save money. Can you do the same thing with a general setback thermostat? Probably. Will you get as many features? Probably not. There's not a lot of information on the internet about this. So this is a real life review of this TRANE. Now I've got a 18i system, which is the, or Sear, 18i compressor. The furnace is a 80,000 BTU variable speed. And I did notice, I will tell you, that last month compared to the previous year, the power bill was almost $150 less than last year. And I will tell you that last year we were having to keep the thermostat pretty high and it was hot. This one, actually there have been times we were cold, so that's cool. Right now I have it set to 77. In my house that's probably more like 75 in another house. I think it's due to the placement of where this is in our hallway. The back, we have a master on the main. The back bedroom is probably 3 degrees colder. We keep the door closed just because we have some pets and that kind of situation. So, what can you do with this? I think I'm going to do a general review, and then we'll do another video that will go over the specifics. That way you can get a review of this and how I like it, and then in the next one you can I'll teach you some things. Now the reason it just went into that is it's a screensaver mode. Do you need screensaver? I don't know. You know, I supposedly have a 10-year warranty on the system. As long as I keep up the maintenance, there's always a fine writing. They did give me a couple years of maintenance at no cost, but the maintenance is twice a year. So if you do not keep the maintenance up, you will not get the 10-year warranty. So whoever you go with, we went with a local person here. I may or may not say the name later. Had a few little issues with the install. They were ready to get out of here. It was a long day. So, general review of this. Of course, the indoor temperature, your cooling temperature or heating temperature. This is really cool because you can see we have an outdoor temperature and indoor humidity and runtime history. You can, I've got it maxed out with how many things are on the faceplate. You can customize this by going into the menu and going into the screen, and then you say screen layout, backlight. Backlight of course gives you how much time is going to be bright until it goes dim. And you have a brightness control, of course, where you can see just adjust the brightness to your liking. Daytime, nighttime, ambient light setting, which means light required to switch between daytime and nighttime, which is really nice. So it's got a like a little sensor in there, and then also you've got the screensaver, which I was telling you about just a second ago. You can turn it off, or you can have where you can set the time, how long it takes before it goes into that mode that you saw a minute ago. It also has a screen layout. That's what I was talking about. One touch presets, cool heat settings, The dashboard tells you if you want these on the main page: outdoor temperature, indoor humidity, runtime history, air filter status. I do not have on there because this only allows you to do 30-day intervals, and they recommend the filters to be changed every 6 months, because these are the ones I have are the extra 6-inch April Air filter, so that's really a waste. Shortcuts, you can do some shortcuts on your main screen: settings, wireless status, screen cleaning, photo gallery, schedules, and security. I don't have the last three. I may put the photo gallery back on. That basically, and I'll show you on the main screen, this you can have where it will scroll through if you put an SD card in the side here. Now, I have not been able to get mine working, but with that said, I had a card with a large number of pictures on it, and it could have been something to do with that. So we go back to the home screen, and some of the things that I like the best is the outdoor the temperature, the weather. This will tell you the weather, high and low for the day. You can do your 5-day forecast. You'll see in real time how long it takes to bring this up. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Of course, today's Friday. You see what it's supposed to be. What's really cool too, if you have a storm coming, you want to see the radar, and you'll see this is exactly how long it takes. Wow. See, so North Georgia, we have a huge area of green, which is rain. These little pockets, of course, with the red is the storm, higher density of rain, and it will not move though. So to redo it, you'd have to push it again to see where it's gone. It would have been nice if it moved, as you know, but again, if you go to National Weather Service, it goes like the last 2-3 hours. Location, you put in your zip code, and then you push apply, and then you'll see it will change wherever it is. It came preset with like New York. I guess that's where these are manufactured. And then alerts. If you have any alerts, that will come up, and you'll see that on your home screen. This little triangle with the exclamation point in the middle will come up right here over your outdoor temperature. This is really nice, and it does have this does have recordings, and so you can see your runtime history, and the runtime history, and you'll see exactly how long this takes. This is this is a little irritating because you see it takes it a couple seconds, but this will come up. You can do daily or monthly, where it'll show your runtime of your system and the high and the low for the days of the week. So it goes back a week, and you can see last week the outdoor temperature high was 89, low was 70, average indoor temperature 76, and then this shows it ran 57% of the time on that day. The light blue is the stage 1, which is low stage, saving energy. The dark blue is the high stage. We have a 4-ton unit, but it runs at 2.5 tons when it's not calling for a huge amount of energy. So if you have it set, if you're gone and it's, say you set it at 78, 79 degrees, you come home, you want it 75, with a 3 or 4 degree difference, it's going to kick into high to try to get it to that temperature as quick as possible. But as soon as it gets close to the temperature, it's going to kick back down into energy saving modes. As I said, I saved $150 over last year's bill. We'll have a better indication 2 months, and we'll see. If I save another $150 this current month, I'm going to be real pleased. That'll be $300, which will pay for the setback. But it's not the setback, because I had a setback before. It's the system. I had a system that was 20 years old. It was a Linux system. It served me well. I actually had replaced myself a number of years ago. The fan in the compressor, it went out. Wasn't really hard to do, so I stretched it another probably 7, 8, 9 years, something like that. You can see though, like yesterday, we had a high of 86, low of 59. See, compared to low of 70 before. The indoor was average of 76, and it only ran 32% of the time versus 57. There's a lot of variables in this, how much you're going in and out, the sun shining. But you see that it did run into high mode probably 25% of the time. Now the day before that, Wednesday, it ran 27% of the time, and really there's just a smidgen of high, maybe 1%. So of the 27%, probably 26% of that was in low mode. That's saving me a lot of energy, and it's only, like I said, in the 2.5 ton mode. Now you can do monthly also. We've only had this a couple months. It went in about the 13th, 14th of May. It ran 19% of the time for the last half of May. June was a full month. It did run 43%. But you will find with the higher SEER units, the runtime is going to be more because it's at a lower energy saving mode rather than kicking in at high and kicking off. This also has to do with the humidity savings because you can go in, I'll show you in a minute how the humidity works, and the system will try to maintain that constant or that proper humidity in the house, which they recommend between 45 and 55% in the summer. You can see how the screen went a little bit dim, and that's the that mode I showed you before on screensaver or dimmer. So far in July it's run 26%. We are over halfway through the month, so it looks like we're on track to be about the same as June, and this is a hotter month, which is pretty good. Again, it will run more than a unit if it was 4.5 tons on and off all the time. So I like to keep it on the daily mode. It gives me an idea of how much the system's running and how much of the system is running in the high mode. And you can see Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, even Wednesday, it really didn't run in the high mode at all. Today it has not run at all. It's a cloudy day. It says the high right now is 78 and the low 69. The indoor temperature average so far is 77. Again, this 77 is not like a lot of homes at 77, because most homes I like it to be about 73, 72 even. So this is off about, and like I said, it probably feels right now like it's about 74, 75 in here. And again, that's probably just due to the placement of the system. So you saw how long it takes to get to runtime history. I'll do it again just so you can see what to expect. It's not going to be instant. It's pulling. There is a computer down at the furnace AC. I can show that in another video. And this is connected to the Wi-Fi network in the home. And so there's about how long it takes. We go to home. Again, I showed you the weather. Up here, the status is showing you the Wi-Fi network and connected right here. You can turn it on off, connect to the network, advanced setup, and then network properties, your MAC address, and all that good stuff. Okay. Also up here, I have the shortcut of the cleaning mode. Well, it should have gone to cleaning mode. Let's see if I can. It's kind of a little hard to touch that thing just by itself. So this will allow you to clean the screen without pushing any buttons. You can set that time. I have it set for 30 seconds. If you want to go out of it early, you just have to hold the exit button and it'll take you out back into your main screen. Other things in the main menu, in the settings, you have date and time, of course, security, which you can put a pin so nobody can be messing with your thermostat. If you got kids and you don't like them turning it down, or you got this battle with your spouse or whatever, you can or your mother-in-law, father-in-law, whatever, you can lock this down, which is really nice. A lot of the setbacks do not have that option. Go back into the menu. You have where you can program for vacation. You can go months ahead if you'd like. When you set your vacation, you can go ahead and set all the setbacks. And then on the front you have, of course I have a shortcut up here. This is the settings. Let me see if I can get my finger in that little thing. And basically that's just like going to the menu and going right here. So it's a shortcut. You saw there were some other ones I did not check. I could put those up there. We have full signal strength. The status is connected. Also, weather. You just can go from your menu into the weather screen. Let's see what else we got. System status. It'll tell you what's going on. It's in the cooling mode. Right now it's idle. Fan mode's auto. Airflow right now it's off. Filter, 27 days left. I told you it only goes to 30, which is ridiculous. I have mine on a permanent hold, so I can manually do this. Also, there's something called Nexia. This does connect through Nexia, which is an online way to control your thermostat. You only have basic functions on that. The up and down, home, away, sleep is on there. But it's really nice because it has a mobile Android app. Now, it does not cost anything when you buy this. The installer here was not clear about that, and he thought it was going to cost me an extra $10 a month. But it does not cost anything to do that. So if you have it set high and you're coming home earlier than maybe your setback is done or whatever, you can log on your phone and set this, and your home will be nice and cool, or warm, of course, if it's the winter time, before you get home. It's really a neat thing that you can't do with most other setback thermostats, but I have seen some that do have that option. They're a lot less than this, but they're not designed by the company. Honeywell, I think, does have one, and some other companies. Indoor humidity, I've talked about a little bit. It says suggested range 45 to 55. Right now I have its target at 50 and it's at 48. This will help, and your system will determine this humidity. Now, how does it get the humidity? It's getting, of course, indoor humidity from here. The temperature, though, it's not getting it. It's getting this temperature from the house, but your weather outdoor temperature, it's getting it from the internet set to whatever zip code. Depending on where that is, I think it's AccuWeather, it may vary. So it could actually be 80 here at my house, but where the 30022 is, it could be 78. I would really like to, I think it would be better if there was an outdoor sensor here, but according to the technician, if they did that, I wouldn't have the other weather features. So that seems stupid, but I'd rather have all the other features with the forecast and the radar and all that good stuff, because it just doesn't make sense to only have that. But I do think it should be the temperature here. The sensor where that is could be under clouds for 3 hours. We could be sunlight for 3 hours. That could vary 3 miles away. You do have hold options, which is really nice. So you can adjust your hold time. You can also hold it permanently, which I have. And I like it because we're home. We work out of the house. My wife works out of the house. I'm here too most of the time. So this will really be good because you don't want to go in the setback if you're not leaving the house. Vacation, I showed you can do that. It does have home, away, sleep. So these are preset. So here, home says 76. It's going to try to kick home now, but anyways. So, and then away, it'll go, we have where you can just push one button if you're running out the door, and then sleep if you want to push one button. These are holds. These are holds. So generally we keep it 76 in here, but it feels real comfortable right now at 77. And a lot of this has to do with because this system gets the humidity out of the air too. So it'll feel a lot cooler at 77 if your humidity level's down versus 77 if I have 15-20% more humidity in the house. This button here will show you can go in auto, where it'll go from heat to cool by itself. Those days where the seasons are changing and it may be really hot in the day and really cold at night, you may need to have the heat on at night. We right now have it set just to cooling. Let's see. Okay, what else I was going to show about this? Oh, the fan auto. Of course, auto on, where the fan runs continuously, and circulate, the fan runs at least 10 minutes out of every hour. They generally don't recommend that, but if you get to the time of the year where the system's not running much, this may be good because it'll run at least 10 minutes to circulate the air in the house so it won't get stale. But right now we just have it on auto. And then you have the auto air cleaner mode. Auto clean is it basically runs when the fan runs. This is only if you have an electrostatic, electronic filter. This says quick clean, 3-hour cleaning power cycle, Aller clean, 24 hours. The one that we have is just a 6-inch filter. It's not the one that runs, or it's not the one that does the ions and negative ions or anything in the air. They didn't even offer me that. I don't know why, since it's a TRANE product, but I'm pleased with the April Air. My other furnace for the upstairs has that big, thick filter, and it does a really good job at keeping the air clean. So those are some basic things and basic features. The day, date, time is up here. You have a help button here, which tells you about all these things. You know, it's a mini computer basically. If you want to, one thing that is kind of a trick, when it says service, it'll tell you dealer information, whatever, technician access. You see it doesn't do anything, but I watched him, and the way you get to that mode is you hold it and it'll say caution, these settings, whatever, whatever. Now this is the service menu that supposedly only the service techs go in. However, you can do reboot without going into this mode, but the good thing about this is if you're on the phone, and they can do a lot over the phone going into your system and whatever, but when the technician left, he left without the weather hooked up, and I messed with this thing and messed with this thing, and we could not, it was hooked up to the wireless network, but I could not get on the home screen, I could not get the outdoor temperature or any of the weather to work. So we couldn't figure out what was going on. He left and just left me without it working. So it took me, I went through it learning it, which was good anyways, but I went into that mode because I saw how he did it, and I rebooted the system, and lo and behold, boom, the outdoor temperature came up, and then all the features that you have with the nice weather system. And you can see here, we're getting surrounded. We're actually right here, and you can see that we're about to get a storm. I wouldn't be surprised if we have an alert coming on soon. So that's the TRANE system. If you with the deluxe top of the line, this is the top unit thermostat. If you have any questions, post them below. I know it's kind of hard without having it, knowing what to ask, but there will be people that have specific questions. I'll do the best I can. I have had a private educational session on this thing because the technician, the installer I should say, just bolted out of here, and I didn't get any, and there's nothing really good on the internet with this system that tells you how to use it, so that's what I'm hoping to accomplish here. 73s.